On this episode of The Boss Lady, a story that is so personal to our boss lady.
My shoes were always pinching me. Yeah, I mean, even when I was in class 8.
It's all about the shoes. Have you ever bought a shoe and forced yourself to fit in it?
I wouldn't get shoes that in a normal shop that would fit me comfortably.
Later, we show you how to measure your feet for the proper shoe. So how did she convert her personal story to a business venture?
There's a friend of mine, she's a very good friend, and she's a good customer of mine up until now. She's the one I ended up selling those shoes to, the other ones that didn't fit me.
This week, we're all about...
A boss lady is a lady that believes in herself, knows herself, is passionate about what it is that she does. She's confident about herself. She's not intimidated by the challenges that are ahead of her. To me, I think that really encompasses what a boss lady is. My name's Esther Wanjoga Otieno, the CEO and founder of FitFast Footwear, and this is Boss Lady. You're looking sharp today. Wow, good. Yeah, there was this customer that wanted some delivery yesterday. Were you able to send the rider? This is supposed to be the shoe selfie as opposed to the face selfie.
Esther Wanjoga Otieno is the CEO and founder of FitFast Footwear, a retail footwear brand that has 4 operational retail stores. She's married to her campus schoolmate Felix Otieno Onyango and is in her 40s, and they've been married for 14 years. She's a proud mother, and together they are blessed with 2 children, Jessie Otieno and Jessica Wanjoga Otieno. Having started her career in the corporate world, Esther ventured into retail in pursuit for relief of her personal struggle. The struggle has made Esther be in the footwear industry for close to 10 years, positioning the availability of footwear in the bigger sizes, wider sizes, and half sizes. Her greatest aspiration is to see that no individual suffers from the lack of the best fit shoes in their preferred width, having lived through the challenge of finding great quality shoes that fit her rare size, that's size 12 in the US, size 44 in Europe, and size 9 in UK. What was the inspiration to leave the corporate world and get into the shoe retail business, and more so shoes for big feet?
My grandfather had a wide foot. So they tell me, that's what my dad and my parents tell me, because my dad and my mom, they are the size 8s and the size 6. But so it just passed over to me from my grandfather. So when I was growing up, I realized that my shoes were always pinching me. Yeah, I mean, even when I was in class 8, as early as in class 8, you know, I wouldn't get shoes that in a normal shop that would fit me comfortably. And then, that's ideally how I then came to realize that, you know what, I'm so young, but I am shopping for adult shoes, yeah? When I went to Form 1 and all the way until Form 4, I can tell you I was not a fan of shoes. Because, well, it was cool shoes, but I couldn't get. Discomfort and size, they were not available. Why? Because you see, like, I'm in class 8 and I'm already putting on a size 10. A size 10, that is an adult shoe, yeah? So like my aunt, I remember there's a time when she used to really shop for us and bring us some Christmas presents. So there's this time when she brought me some very nice, beautiful shoes, which were like her size, but she knew like they fit me because she's already older than me. And the sister did not have big feet then, or wide feet. So she brought for me this very beautiful pair of shoes, and I can tell you, oh my God, I tried that shoe. I tried to expand it. It couldn't fit. I was very disappointed because that was a very nice shoe and she had shopped. She was also equally disappointed. So from then I knew I had a unique shoe size. There's a time when we also were having a trip when I remember we were going to Naivasha for a school trip, and my mom had bought me a very nice pair of shoes from Bata. I had kept it, waiting for the day when this trip is gonna come forth. And true to it, the shoe, it didn't fit me. It was so tight. So in the whole trip, I ended up stepping on it. Yeah? So you know how school shoes are. I can show you one. Let me show you what experience I had. So this is the shoe. Sasa ninakanyaga hapa. Kwa sababu haiwezi? It can't fit me. Anyway, that was where my journey began from. So then the only place where I could shop was second-hand shoes.
You know what they say about necessity being the mother of invention? This right here is a physical form of it. She took her need and transformed it to a business, which we shall get into it later. But for now, here are some things you didn't know about Esther. Back to Esther. With all the struggle to get the most basic foot cover, she almost despaired. But soon enough, a light shone in her tunnel.
I got the opportunity to travel out of the country with my husband, and we were visiting with one of our relatives who stays in North Carolina. And she offered to take us for shopping. And on the list, my first thing on my list was shoes. Even if I just get 2 nice pairs of shoes, when I go back to Kenya, at least I can be putting on this one, and then this is on Sunday. I'm just looking for at least 2 or 3 pairs of shoes. So I told her, hey, yeah, we want to go shopping. What do you want to shop? And then I told her I want some, maybe some shoes, some clothes, some things for the baby. But then I had a 1-year-old. And I told her, but I have a very wide foot. And I don't think we might find it very easily. And immediately I told her that. It's like a light bomb just went on into her mind. And she positioned a shop right in her mind where I could get shoes. And that's where we went. Lo and behold, there was up to size 16. You see, by then I'm 11, 43. I'm a 43, 11, wide actually. Lo and behold, so I got 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, up to size 16. Hey, my dear Ceci, it was Christmas. Because I picked whatever I could get. And there was also an offer. You buy 2, you get 1 free. But then there was also a limit because there's a money limit plus why you carrying all these shoes. So we decided, let's come back the following day. Anyway, so I got enough shoes. There were about 20 pairs. I was thoroughly excited. So I had a boot, I had a sneaker, I had a flat shoe, I had a palm. I mean, my every outfit now, pop. I was thoroughly excited. And that's why this story is so personal to me, because for all my life growing up, that's the first time I went into a retail store and found shoes bigger than my size. Yes, this time I'm married, I already had a baby. But let me even take you back, that getting even a wedding shoe.
Because that's what I wanted to ask. Would you buy this?
Getting a wedding shoe, my gown was very long to cover my... I shopped for a very long gown, but I started shopping for my shoe early. Immediately I was engaged. The first thing after the venue, a shoe, not even gown, yadu. Na nikatembea, I walked in town. I found a shoe somewhere on Moya Avenue, but the shoe was white on top, and then the heel was black. I held on to it because that was the only shoe that I found. I have it in my collection. Until now. So the heel was black, hoping that I would get something else. And towards the day, I'm not getting anything. So at one point, I thought, let me also buy some white polish and just cover the whole shoe. This is sincere. There's nothing here to even hide. Let me cover this shoe. You see, the heel part. It was a block heel, like the school shoe. So I wanted to cover there. But then I realized, even if I do that, it's my wedding. So the best I can do, let the gown be as long as it can be. And sure enough, it was. So during the photo shoot, they're asking me, hey, what you doing kiatu? I am like, I cannot show the whole thing because there's a mismatch between colors and the... Anyway, I at least was a comfortable shoes because it was flat, but then it was a bit tight in front, but that's what I could.
The struggle is indeed real. So how did this struggle lead to a booming business venture?
So you see, I've carried some, I have shopped, and I have carried enough pairs of shoes for myself. What then happened, because of the rush shopping, I realized a few, like 4 pairs did not fit me. They were smaller size. Yes, they didn't fit, but I was too excited anyway.
After all that?
Yes, so 4 or 5 didn't fit, and they were still new. So I went to the office and I realized, okay, maybe let me just find out if anybody would be interested in buying these shoes. And so I'm an 11 now, so they are a 10. And there's a friend of mine, she's a very good friend, she's a good customer of mine up until now. She's the one I ended up selling those shoes to. The other ones that didn't fit me, because she also was having an issue, and that was when I realized I'm not alone. I'm not alone in this struggle, because she told me the same journey like mine and told me I don't get shoes. Where did you get these ones from? Now that's a 10, I'm an 11 wide. And there, lo and behold, I was like, I can't be the only one. I mean, then when you're walking on the streets, you can also see somebody with a very nice outfit, but the shoe is funny-ish, because a very nice outfit and they're having maybe sandals or slippers or something of that kind. That's where the idea then came from.
In 2008, Esther took her struggle and made it a side hustle.
The first years was from the boot, you see. I was just selling them, and then I was noticing like there's gonna be mass in them, and maybe had even hoped to just go very slow. I never in my wildest dreams, ever, you can even pitch, I never in my wildest dreams thought I would be a footwear retailer or in the retail business until I had my own personal experience. Yes, so that's how then I started bringing in a few. And in our first shop, when we would bring in stock, the ladies would be excited. It would be it was an emotional experience. They would be thoroughly excited, and you feel the story. The story is almost your story and our story and our story. And they tell each other. That's how now we became known, because someone would say, go to this place, they have the shoes that can fit you. I have this number of this lady, she's Esther, call her, she can sort you out.
FitFast has now set up shop in malls such as Two Rivers Mall, Garden City Mall, and Nyali Center in Mombasa.
The first stock was personal savings. I would not spend the mushahara. I was in employment then. Marketing and sales and everything. Yes, I was in employment. I had a very good job, stable and going up the ladder, not thinking about shoes anywhere. But it was my side hustle. The shoes now was my side business, and I enjoyed it because I was solving a problem and I was getting satisfaction from seeing the consumer or the customer, their issues solved. I was very happy about it. So the money was from my salary. I would keep part of it and add some stock. And then with time, it started, I would not pick money now from the business. That's how it became stable, because if that was my everything, maybe I would have suffocated it at one point.
She changed her brand name from Wide Shoe to FitFast. We take a break now, but when we come back, we'll learn how to measure your shoe size. All this and more after the break. This is The Boss Lady.